Welcome to Shadowproof. Evidence first, noise last.
In November 2022, a major event in aerospace history took place. On November 17th, a rocket from the Kennedy Space Center in the United States, carrying the Artemis 1 lunar spacecraft, slowly lifted off into the sky. This was the first step in America's plan to return to the moon. There was a man who, upon seeing this scene on TV, revealed a mysterious smile on his face. This person's name is Jerry Crott, a retired professor from Santa Clara University in California. Mr. Crott has another identity. He is an expert on crop circles. It's strange. Why would a crop circle expert smile knowingly at the moon landing plan? This story must be told slowly to be clear. The origin of the matter dates back more than 10 years. At that time, Mr. Crott was just an ordinary professor of parapsychology. One day, while searching online for materials, he accidentally discovered a crop circle image. Mr. Crott's first reaction at that time was, "Oh, who drew this abstract painting? It looks quite interesting and seems to have deep meaning." Next, the intuition of a parapsychology professor awakened. Mr. Crott immediately sat down to analyze the psychological to find any expression of the author. And this is unlike ordinary human creations. Visual artworks created by humans are actually similar to music. If analyzed in detail, you can always detect the fluctuations in the author's focus or emotions. Thus, the origin of crop circles is indeed not normal. Mr. Crott immediately developed a deep interest in crop circles. From then on, he fell into a deep hole from which he couldn't escape. From the fields of California in the US to Indonesia, crop circles have appeared. But the place with the world's first crop circles is none other than England. Among them, southwestern England is the most famous. Starting in the 1970s, a strange phenomenon occurred in southwestern England, attracting everyone's attention. That is, in many wheat, barley, and cornfields, mysterious patterns suddenly appeared overnight. At first, there weren't many, only 1 or 2 times a year. But by the 1980s, there was a sudden explosion of crop circles. The number of crop circles appearing increased exponentially. By the 21st century, it reached its peak. Almost every year, there are between 10 and 100. Moreover, 80% of crop circles appear in Wiltshire, where the ancient Stonehenge is located. To the extent that crop circles have now become a specialized field of study. Later, someone created a website about crop circles, posting all the collected crop circle photos for easy searching by everyone. Most enthusiasts who care about crop circles firmly believe they are related to aliens. However, some oppose this, thinking it's just a hoax or a prank. The two sides have been arguing for decades, but neither convincing the other. Current crop circle experts have reached some consensus. That is, among crop circles, it's quite chaotic, with real and fake mixed together. But fake cannot become real, and real cannot become fake. It's very simple. Real crop circles must meet the following characteristics. First, they must form within the span of one night, not over multiple days. Second, there must be no human-made traces within the crop circle. Third, the damage to the fallen plants must not be caused by humans. Fourth, the radiation and magnetic levels inside and outside the crop circle must differ. As a later-cutting crop circle expert, Mr. Crott proposed a standard in his own style, whether the crop circle has predictive qualities or not. This is the experience that Mr. Crott himself summarized after many years of research. He believes that crop circles always carry some meaning, always wanting to convey certain information. You only need to rely on that to predict the direction of future developments. On June 30, 2008, at a farm in Wiltshire, southwest England, a new crop circle suddenly appeared overnight. After hearing this strange news, besides being surprised, the farm owner also breathed a sigh of, "Oh, thank goodness, my wheat has just been harvested. There's no economic loss at all." The next day, a thought suddenly occurred to him. Could this be created by some art organization? The farm owner went to the crop circle and saw a pile of wheat in an elongated shape of unknown origin. When he walked around inside, he discovered his wristwatch had suddenly stopped. At this moment, he began to believe that perhaps he had encountered a crop circle with supernatural abilities. The farm owner posted the photos he took on an online crop circle fan group, wanting everyone to see what this crop circle ultimately meant. Someone immediately gave a simple answer. This is too simple, isn't it just the shape of a sickle? But another group immediately objected. Come on, please think a little. If crop circles express things so directly, they wouldn't be called crop circles. They provided an even more profound and incomprehensible answer. The meaning of this crop circle is that 2008 would be a turning point, a division. This man's reasoning was quite crude. Hey, look, this drawing is divided into upper and lower parts, needing separation. This circle appeared in 2008, so the interpretation is that 2008 is a turning point in human history. From 2008 onward, the development process before and after will no longer follow the same path. Actually, this kind of explanation is quite simple and crude, also belonging to the type of guessing based on appearance, making many crop circles. Mr. Crow also didn't agree. According to Mr. Crow's experience, this has never been a way to decode crop circles. However, Mr. Crow couldn't think of any reasonable explanation at that time. Until several months later, he saw a photo and Mr. Crow became very excited. In early June 2008, NASA collaborated with several other countries, launching a telescope into low Earth orbit. The abbreviation of this telescope is LAT. Its full name is the Fermi Gamma Ray Space Telescope. Hereafter, we will call it LAT. The main purpose of the LAT satellite is to observe all gamma ray bursts in the universe, also known as gamma ray storms. What does that mean? Simply put, it's a type of phenomenon. Somewhere in space, gamma rays suddenly intensify and then disappear. It was designed to observe this phenomenon. The duration of the phenomenon typically ranges from 0.01 seconds to 1 second. Currently, countries still don't know what exactly causes this phenomenon, only vaguely speculating that it might be energy from some planetary-level celestial body, generated after an explosion. Therefore, they eagerly anticipated that could find some useful clues for us to gain deeper understanding of gamma ray storms. As a result, LAT didn't disappoint. 3 months after being launched into space, it discovered the first star that only emits gamma rays. Countries have named it CTA-1. So what is a pulsar? After the pulsar is either a neutron star with highly lethal properties. Its density is extremely high. The poles of this type of celestial body emit extremely strong, but only when the celestial body's poles can telescopes observe it. Therefore, this pulsar is like a distant lighthouse. Electron pulsars exhibit characteristic blinking patterns, thus also called blinking stars. Where is this CTA-1 pulsar located? It's located in the Cepheus constellation, 4006. Its gamma ray beam sweeps past Earth every 316.86 milliseconds. The energy it emits is 1,000 times that of the Sun. After receiving information about this CTA-1, scientists were extremely excited and published a simplified diagram of this neutron star's like this. Mr. Cross saw this picture and thought, could the crop circle that appeared in Jinan months ago actually be a projection of the pulsar's radiation diagram? Of course, when we look at these two pictures, we might not recognize too many similarities, but as a scholar who has studied crop circles for many years, Mr. Cross could recognize it. After placing the two pictures side by side, he became slightly hesitant, because if this simplified diagram of the were projected as a crop circle, it should look like this. Because the beams emitted from the two poles of the celestial body, while in the middle of the crop circle 3 spheres are drawn, there is some difference like that. So what does this mean? Mr. Cross was somewhat confused, but not confused for long. Soon after, 6 astrophysicists, their initial views regarding that pulsar, the article stated that the beams of this CTA-1 pulse probably don't only emit from the two poles, but could also emit from the equator. After reading this article, Mr. Cross slapped his thigh, finally having the answer. Therefore, according to this article, it could emit from 2 equatorial paths. That matches then. Mr. Cross then matched it with the time it was June 2008. At the time when the EOAT satellite observed this neutron star, 4 months apart. And so Mr. Cross came up with a unique about the concentric circles and crosses. A rapidly pulsating neutron star would soon be detected by your new equipment. It emits gamma rays at 3 points along the equator. This star will teach you more knowledge about gravity and microquasar light, while providing clues about the neutron stars. From then on, Mr. Cross drew a conclusion. The concentric circles were a sign that aliens sent to humans, carrying some kind of valuable information. Mr. Cross was very excited. From then, he followed this direction, researching the concentric circle document. In the blink of an eye, several years had passed. The concentric circles had appeared in a place where they had never appeared before. In central France, there is a city named Sens, where there are many calm rivers, fertile land. It's a place with beautiful rural scenery. On March 6, 2017, the Sens City Gendarmerie team suddenly received a crime report call. An angry farmer said that there were pranksters in the middle of the night, drew something resembling concentric circle. At that time, an angry farmer said that wheat ready for harvest was trampled through and had cost about 1,000 euros a day. Free farmers hoped the gendarmerie team would catch these pranks. Here it's necessary to mention a bit. In France, gendarmerie is actually not just military police, but under the French Ministry of Interior, responsible for urban security. In cities with populations under 20, after receiving the crime report, the gendarmerie team quickly arrived at this and discovered these concentric circles. After inspecting the area, the gendarmerie team found no traces of, there were no footprints nor any tire track. This crop circle really seemed as if it had fallen from the sky. The gendarmerie team continued to invest. In this area, there had never been any document of crop circles appearing. No evidence was found anyway, nor were any similar past cases discovered. Therefore, the gendarmerie had no other choice but to handle the case as a cold case. But the farmer always felt unwilling to accept, suddenly losing 1,000 euros for nothing, and so he used a drone to capture a full view of this crop circle, then uploaded the video online. The gendarmerie couldn't solve the case. Perhaps the online community could. Moreover, the person behind this prank, putting effort into creating this, certainly didn't earn a single penny. Creating a crop circle, isn't it also for fame? Content creators all hope to get attention and not be recognized by others. Perhaps after watching the video, he might come forward himself, claiming his time. Everyone remembered to like and say after uploading the video. The prankster happily stepping forward to did not happen. But the step of seeking help from the online the video caused a stir among crop circle. They unanimously believed that this crop circle was a genuine work of extraterrestrial beings, because it met two criteria of crop circle. First, it formed overnight. Second, no artificial traces were found. But this work, what message does it hide? No one could decipher. At this point, our crop circle decoding Mr. Cruz stepped in. By this time, Mr. Cruz had a career crop circles for over 10 years, and was considered a master in the field. After carefully observing the crop circle at first, Mr. Cruz clearly identified this largest sphere at the center, the surrounding circle, along with the two spheres above and below. Isn't this a heliotomic model? Regarding the two round spheres and the cement, Mr. Cruz decoded it as the hero act. So what's the meaning of combining these elements? Mr. Cruz thought for a long time, until one day, a technology news online caught his attention. In the news report, they solemnly announced that in November 2017, the nuclear fusion reactor being built had completed 50% of the work product. At that moment, Mr. Cruz suddenly had a thought. Could the crop circle and the nuclear reactor be related in some way? Regarding the principle of nuclear fusion, to put it simply, it's combining two lighter atoms. For example, deuterium and tritium, two isotopes of hydrogen together to form a heavier atom. Therefore, if this energy source could be harnessed, then the energy on Earth would be abundant and endless like flowing water. Moreover, this is all clean energy, not producing nuclear radiation like this. Therefore, the scientific community have been making great efforts to develop nuclear fusion reaction also known as fusion reaction technology. There are two main methods for nuclear fusion. One is the laser ignition method that the U.S. Department of Energy tested. We call it the ignition faction for short. The other method is tokamak. We call it the tokafaction for short. The tokafaction is essentially a step for nuclear fusion reactions used by This is also the nuclear fusion reactor that France is currently building. It operates through a charged device, shaped like a donut, combining hydrogen isotopes, the deuterium and tritium atoms, to create helium atoms, simultaneously releasing a massive amount. However, up to now, whether it's the ignition method or the tokamak, none have reached the practical application stage. Both still have no way to make the energy output from nuclear fusion exceed the energy required to operate the entire reaction. In other words, their current efficiency is still negative. The reason is that the efficiency of deuterium and tritium to carry out nuclear fusion, the temperature inside the reactor, has nearly reached 100 million degrees, consuming a great deal of electrical energy. Therefore, the current difficult situation has not been overcome for a long time. If including the reactor's circulation system and the energy needed to operate the entire, then the little energy that the nuclear reactor produces is still very little compared to the input energy. Mr. Krog opened a pile of documents about nuclear fusion and was somewhat over regarding the matter of why the efficiency of deuterium and tritium fusion reaction is not high. Moreover, even if he wants to learn quickly, it's impossible to understand clearly. The only thing he wants to know now is why helium occupies the dominant position in the crop circle and not two hydrogen atoms? In fact, Mr. Krog had found some top experts in the nuclear fusion industry. After exchanging back and forth through countless emails, Mr. Krog understood a key issue. Actually, deuterium and tritium are not ideal materials for nuclear fusion reaction. The reason lies in the neutron. In the deuterium nucleus there is one, in the tritium nucleus there are two neutrons. When deuterium and tritium combine together, one neutron will be ejected outward at extremely high speed. The neutron is a particle without electric. It is not constrained by the electric current, so it will run around inside the machine. People often think that one deuterium atom combining with one will release a neutron. So when millions of deuterium atoms and tritium atoms combine together will create countless neutrons, making this Pokemon machine become the high-speed neutron bombardment. So it wears out faster and needs to frequently replace the internal core of the machine. Additionally, these neutrons are radioactive, so nuclear waste must be processed. This extremely high cost, once added to other expenses, then the practicality of this nuclear fusion, wouldn't it be immediately reduced? So expensive. No one can bear it. This issue is already clear. Mr. Krog continued to ask the expert. So what is the ideal material for nuclear fusion? Most experts simply answered the isotope of helium, HEL, because helium-3 and deuterium react without producing any neutrons. It is the nuclear reaction material, safest known to date. Now Mr. Krog quickly understood. Ah, it's clear now. He immediately decoded the meaning of the cross. In France, the cross circle indicates information like this. You must change the nuclear fusion method to primarily use helium-3. Regarding where to find helium-3, please see the decorative image below. So what does the decorative image mean? Mr. Krog stopped here. Didn't explain further. Currently, the most common element in the universe is hydrogen, second is helium. Helium accounts for about 25% of the visible matter mass in the universe, but on Earth is extremely rare. Helium on Earth is namely the isotope helium, HEL. The total amount isn't much. The mining cost is relatively expensive. Usable in large-scale use is not feasible. The content of helium-3 isotope is even less. If all helium-3 on Earth were collected, it would only amount to a few hundred kilograms. Even a series of nuclear fusion reactions. This is also the reason nuclear physicists all know that helium is the best material, but are forced to use other isotopes, because helium on Earth is too scarce. But in another place, not too far from Earth, there is a huge amount of helium-3. Where is that? This time, countries are determined. There are about 1 million tons of helium. In other words, it is possible to mine helium-3 on the moon. Nuclear fusion technology will have a break. The world will enter a completely new energy era. By now, you probably understand why Mr. Krog saw atomics long return, smiled and understood, right? Because from his perspective, this means that the event predicted by the crop circles has a, and this step might actually be the true meaning of Armstrong's famous statement. That's one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind. To be honest, the Apollo moon expeditions in the 19th, besides proving that US space technology was superior to other countries, didn't have much practical value, because intercontinental missiles don't require moon-level rocket technology, but the discovery of resources that humans can mine there. And this resource is extremely important for the energy revolution and the development of human civilization. Therefore, opening the route to the moon has gained practical significance. It's no longer just a money-wasting project, but has become an overwhelming technological. So far, Mr. Krog has announced he will decode more than 10 crop circles. Some have come true. some may never happen. Because he believes that crop circles are creations of events that will, in the future. That event might happen after another 100, so no one can know in advance. But Mr. Croft firmly believes that, considering the entire universe, human technology is at an extremely low level. Therefore, humans need to maintain it over to be able to progress faster. Thank you for watching. If you'd like, you can subscribe to watch upcoming videos. Or if you have time, you can watch other videos from this channel.
If the proof convinced you, subscribe and open the next case.